Donald Trump has just come out and said that he will nominate a justice to the Supreme Court, and he'll do it as soon as possible. And I think that's the right thing to do. I've already explained why. The Biden's people don't want to concede the election. It might just as well have to go to the Supreme Court like it did with Bush v. Gore. Al Gore didn't concede the election either, and so it went to the Supreme Court. And because it went to the Supreme Court, the justices had to decide who the president was, and they decided George Bush was the winner, not Gore. And so they decided that. And so it's going to might happen again, because Biden's people have made it clear. Hillary Clinton, all those people, they've made it clear. They do not want to accept the results of the 2020 election if Donald Trump wins the election. So the courts will have to decide. And with Ruth Bader Ginsburg dead, you can't have a court of 8 justices, because then it could be a tie. And it might very well be a tie. And then you'll have 4 justices saying that Trump won, and 4 justices saying Biden won. And then America has a constitutional crisis, and Donald Trump might have to just nominate somebody anyway. And then it'll be even more chaos, because then he'll say Trump has just made himself president, because he's going to nominate somebody that he likes. He's not going to nominate someone Biden likes. I mean, give me a break. So he has to do it before the election. There will be riots. There will be killings. The left is ready. They're getting ready to riot. They're getting ready to destroy Washington. But he's got to do it, because he needs to prevent. That is better than what could happen with a constitutional crisis. Because not only will there be riots and stuff with a constitutional crisis, the president, who the president is, would be in limbo. So there'd be no government, nothing would be, America would probably cease to exist. But I have stated that, you know, he the people he has on his list are good. I think he's rearing towards a woman. I've heard that there's this one woman named Coney Barrett. Coney Barrett. So, I mean, I've read her thing. She's Amy Coney Barrett. That's what her name is. I mean, I think it should be a woman, because I want the left to destroy themselves and shoot themselves in the foot by brutally attacking a woman. And then we can say, hey, look at how they treat women. I thought women were supposed to be good and this. Remember the Women's March and all that stuff, and, you know, empowering women. But look how you're treating this woman who's on her way to the Supreme Court. Look how you're treating her. But I have said that it shouldn't just be a woman. I think it should be a black woman. And and the reason I'm saying it is not because I think it should be all black all the time. I'm not that kind of person. I don't care who it is, but there's optics to this. Not only will it show everybody that the left doesn't care about women, but it will show everybody that the left doesn't actually think that black lives really matter. Because I'm going to tell you something, patriots. The left is going to destroy anybody who Donald Trump puts or who nominates anyone on that Supreme Court. It could be Mother Teresa. It could be Princess Diana. He could dig up Princess Diana's body and breathe life into it and say, this is going to be... It could be Jesus of Nazareth. It could be Holy Mother of God. I mean, Mary, Mother of Jesus. It could be any other. They're going to destroy anyone. They will rip... Let me tell you something. If Trump nominated Hillary Clinton, the left would hate Hillary Clinton. I'm telling you, it could, I mean, you know what I mean? They will, because it's Donald Trump doing it and not Biden, they're going to destroy anybody who Donald Trump nominates to the Supreme Court. And that's fine. That's how they are. We can use that. The Trump should use that to his advantage. So he should get a black woman and have Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, the Black Congressional Congress, Black Lives Matter, T.D. Jakes, Al Sharpton, the NAN, NAACP, all these black people exposed as the foo-foo jigaboos they are, and prove to everybody that black lives don't matter unless you live on the Liberal Plantation. It will prove that once and for all. Can you imagine? And if you want to see all those white Democrat senators, Sheldon Whitehouse and Patrick Leahy and some might even include Kamala Harris in there. She's trying to pull herself off as black. She ain't black. She's more Indian than black. Calling Kamala Harris black is like calling Obama white. I mean, his mama's white, but I mean, he's, you know what I mean? But anyway, and you know what? I say that Obama is actually more white than Kamala is black, really. I mean, he is white, actually. That was actually a poor comparison. Calling Kamala black is like calling me Native American, because I'm 25 to 30% Native. Mayan. But, you know, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm 2% German, but that don't mean a damn thing. But anyway, let me stop getting off topic here. Can you imagine seeing all those white senators just destroying a black woman, conservative, just because it's Donald Trump choosing her for the Supreme Court? Can you imagine the Hollywood, white folk in Hollywood, those liberals, Saturday Night Live and all those people, Cher and Madonna and all those people just going off on a conservative black woman just because it's Donald Trump? I remember when John McCain chose Sarah Palin as his vice presidential pick in 2008, and the amount of just nastiness that was blown her way. And it wasn't even like disagreements. I mean, I saw people calling her bitch on television. She was a bitch, a cunt, a whore. I mean, and they're calling these things, and women allowed it to happen. Women allowed it to happen. They allowed one of their own to be called a bitch and a cunt and a whore. I mean, but you know something? It would be even more powerful. That's why it shouldn't just be a woman. It should be a black woman, because the amount of hypocrisy would be even more just blaringly obvious. If you can see all those elites, the liberal senators, the liberal media, tearing down a black woman, calling her a bitch, calling her a whore, calling her a cunt, making up stories about her, that would be even more just self-destructing. It would show everybody, from Angola to Zimbabwe, from China to Canada, United States to Europe, everywhere, that black lives do not matter to these leftists. It doesn't. It doesn't. Black Lives Matter would lose all credibility once and for all. It would be over for them. And Black Lives Matter, they also would march against whoever Trump chooses as a Supreme Court nominee. And if he chooses a black woman, can you imagine Black Lives Matter? You got these black people, these young black people, don't know anything, from Harlem and Atlanta and Detroit and Los Angeles and Philadelphia, marching against a black woman. Donald Trump has chosen a black woman to be put on the Supreme Court. And you see these people marching against her and rioting and tearing up the streets because she's been nominated over Ruth Bader Ginsburg? So you mean to tell me Black Lives Matter would rather have an old Jewish white woman over a black woman on the Supreme Court? Black lives don't matter. Black lives don't. I mean, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Brooklyn, New York, old Jewish lady. And I'm just saying, you know, Black Lives, and you know Black Lives Matter, they would do it, you know. I'm telling you. You think I'm lying. Black Lives Matter will destroy the town over anybody that Trump picks. And if he chooses a black woman, and Black Lives Matter destroys the streets of Washington, D.C., over Ruth Bader Ginsburg, an old Jewish woman. Jews don't like black people. I mean, I guess not all Jews, but you know, you're getting angry over Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and you don't want a black woman on the Supreme Court? I mean, Black Lives Matter would lose all credibility. So I am saying, Donald Trump, find a black woman, not because I want women or I want black. I don't care it could be anybody. But in the world we're living in, we need to play chess. We can't play checkers here. We have to play chess. And I want Black Lives Matter to lose its credibility because it's a phony, false organization. They don't give a damn about black people. Those are all a bunch of foo-foo jigaboos living on the Liberal Plantation, picking Joe Biden's cotton. They don't care about black people. They don't care about people like Clarence Thomas. They don't care about Booker T. Washington. They don't care about Marcus Garvey. They don't care about Thomas Sowell. They don't care about Candace Owen. They don't care about Michael Arana. They don't care about anything. They only care about liberal causes and probably getting more money from the government. These so-called black people are a bunch of pinch-nosed Negroes. Many of them are homosexual, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But, homosexuality has not really been a thing in the black community. But you know what? I don't even know why I'm saying that. These guys, Black Lives Matter is a leftist organization. It is not a black organization. It is a leftist organization. They're picking Joe Biden's cotton, and I want them to be exposed as the hypocrites they are, and I want those white boys up in Antifa to be exposed as the hypocrites that they are, because they don't care about black people either. They don't care about racism. If black people started voting for conservatives and Republicans, Antifa, they would switch their black masks with white hoods. They only care about leftist causes and leftist beliefs. They don't care about black lives. Why don't you go marching over black lives that are killed in Chicago every day? Why don't you go Listen, if I was shot by the police right now, Antifa wouldn't march for me. They'd be like, hallelujah, and boom, shakalaka goes right there. If Candace Owen was shot dead by police right now, Black Lives Matter wouldn't march for her. They'd celebrate. They'd have a big barbecue up in wherever they are. So Black lives don't matter to these people, and they need to be exposed. And the best way to do that is for Donald Trump to nominate a black woman to the Supreme Court. This is